A warm welcome to all the listeners. Listen to the Blue Horse. Dr.C.K.N. is in conversation with Pooja. I'm sure you'll enjoy this session, and I'm sure it's going to be some food for your thought.
Hi everybody, welcome back to another podcast with the Blue Horse. Hi Doctor.
Hi.
We are going to discuss about the fate today.
What do you want to discuss?
We are going to discuss everything about fate. Can we change our fate?
What fate?
Like what is being predetermined in our life.
Why do you want to change your fate?
If we are stuck somewhere in our life and we feel like through our efforts, can we change it in any way?
See, this is a big subject, okay? It's very difficult for you to understand.
But it's easier for you to say.
Easier for who to say?
For you to say.
No, I'm not telling anything easy.
I mean, any subject is very easy for you to speak about.
No, not that way. Whatever little I know, I will tell you. First of all, why do you want to change your fate? For what?
Yeah, because of certain situations.
See, every human being born on this earth is a beggar. You can only beg to the nature. Nature doesn't care for you, right? You think you can beg? You can't. Even if you beg, you don't get. Simple. You are sent with a predetermined circuit. Okay? You are sent with a predetermined circuit. That's what is our astrological science.
Okay.
Your life is every minute of it is planned from the time you are born to the time you die, and you will not know what's going to be your life. You have an horoscope, right, in the Indian system,
Yes.
and you take that horoscope and go to astrologer, right?
Yeah.
Do you think you can find out what's going to happen to you?
Yes. They know.
No.
They can predict, isn't it?
Bullshit. They can tell you your past, not the future.
Some have the ability to predict what.
They won't tell. The guys who have the ability to, tell your future will not open his mouth. I know about it. First of all, why do you want to change your fate? Your fate
During our tough times, definitely anybody will make an effort to change.
No, nature has not given that circuit. You cannot see. Nature is too strong. It's immeasurable. You cannot play. You don't have the strength. You are a beggar in front of the nature. I'm telling you again and again. And how much ever you beg, you won't get anything. You think you want to go to temple after temple after temple, the God will show you mercy? He will not.
Your prayers work.
What prayer you will do? You tell me what prayer you will do. Okay, I will come this way around.
So then why do we have
1 minute.
temples? If a person goes to a temple with all the belief that God is going to save him, God is
What he
going to bless him.
does a murder and go in front of the God, he said, don't punish me.
You need not go to that extreme, isn't it? Like for a...
Look, ma'am, let me tell you something very clear. We have about 8 billion population in this earth, right?
Yes.
At the moment, 800 crore people. Everybody belongs to some religion or the other. Do you agree?
Yes.
And every religion preaches good. You agree?
Yes.
No religion preaches anything bad. Every religion preaches everything good, right? And all of us belong to some religion or the other, right? And is there anything good happens on this earth?
Yes.
Millions of people are going to temples. Millions of people are going to churches. Millions of people are going to mosques. Millions of people are going to gurudwaras. It goes on and on and on like that. And you know what is happening?
Good and bad, both are there.
What do you mean good and bad? If religion is good, everything should be good. Religion is not bad. Religion is very good. All religion are good. All religion are teaching us good, right?
Yeah.
But what are we?
Those people who make mistake at certain point of time.
No, not those people. Okay, when there is a mistake by someone, the entire humanity is responsible for it.
How?
You have to take responsibility for a fellow human being committing a mistake.
You mean the society?
What do you mean you mean the society? 110 million people, 11 crore people, 110 million people. Can you imagine 11 crore are refugees on this earth? They have no place to go, they have no food to eat, they have no clothes to wear, they have no shelter to sleep. Who is responsible for it? Your religion? Religion has taught you everything good. Why did you do this?
Okay, I think we have gone far away.
Okay, not far away. This is the fate. What's happening? You said no, the word fate.
Okay.
This is the fate. No, 110 million people.
You said there are...
Wait a minute, man. This is the fate of the human beings.
Okay.
19 seconds, every 19 seconds, one human being is dying without food, right? And that's a fate for him. Why the humanity cannot go around and give him food? when you can spend thousands and thousands of millions and millions and billions of dollars rocketing in the skies? How much it will take to feed people? How are you going to change this fate? You cannot, right?
Yeah.
Each rocket costs so much of money, but your fellow human being is dying without food. There's a huge percentage of population, hardly they have one meal to eat and go to sleep. How can you change that fate? Tell me.
So
can you change that fate? No, wait. You have to
think
answer
that,
now. You have to answer. Say at least yes, sir.
What I should answer?
You see so many beggars in the society.
Okay.
See, basics are food, shelter and clothes. How many people enjoy that? How many people are without it?
Yeah, many people are.
Okay? And we take guns, we make bombs to kill each other. And that's a fate. Can you change that fate?
No.
We come out with more and more superior planes which can go and bomb, kill people in bulk.
So you say that we blame fate for we humans.
We are not blaming fate. Fate is fate.
Okay.
There is no blaming, there is no good, there is no bad, there is no criticism. Fate. How will you go around and change this fate? Okay, move from there to an individual concept. So, I was born on a particular year. I'm going to live for a period of time. Then I'm going to depart. Okay? So, how healthy I'm going to live is what matters. Right? So, whatever is the fate has given me food, shelter and clothes. Right? It's all economic based life. In an economic based life, you run behind money all the time in the world. Because you need to meet ends. You need food. You need a room to sleep. Right?
Yeah.
You need all your communication gadgets. You need to pay for everything. You need to pay for the power. You need to pay for groceries. You need to pay for gas. You need to pay for petrol. You need to run your car, whatever. Okay? Now, some people are rich, some people are poor. So the nature which is playing this game, we have no clue whatsoever why the nature does this. How can you go and change the fate? You may be good enough to help a lot of people around you, to feed a lot of people who are in need of food. I may be very bad to grab all the money in the world, and because of my actions, many people will go to suffering, right? And how are we going to change this fate? And if you want to become really rich, you think you can go temple after temple after temple and request God, give application to God to give you more money, and is He going to give you more money, right? Tell me, where can you change this
Prayers
fate?
have powers, isn't it?
Huh?
Prayers have powers.
Prayers got what power? Then why humanity is suffering like this? The humanity shouldn't suffer if the prayers had got power. At least few millions of people are good-hearted, they can pray. If they can pray together and it has the power, it has to change everybody's mind. Okay, I will come around this way. We have around approximately around 180 to 200 countries in this world, right? Out of which 30-40 countries are very powerful, right? And those 30-40 countries are ruled by few dozens of leaders, right?
Okay.
And they decide on many things, right?
Yes.
And because of that, so many wars are, right? And because of that, so many people are dying, right? How are you going to change this fate? You can't. It's a handful of few people who are responsible as leaders for the kind of catastrophe which is happening. Okay, we'll come this way. Right from Julius Caesar, right from Alexander, right from Napoleon, right from Hitler, right from Mussolini, right? I'm just giving you a few examples like this, like from Genghis Khan. There are so many people who are, warmongers. We go on fighting wars ever since we know whatever history that we have collected about us. Have we ever learned any lesson on that? After all, you're going to live for 100 years and die, or 120 years. Nobody lives nowadays 120 years. Human lifespan is 120 years. We all live for between 70, 80, 90 and die. Just for living for 70 years, right?
Right.
70 years into 365 days. What, it is nothing. If you come into the calculation of days, if you think that 100 years of my life is going to be too long a period, it's nothing. It's 36,500 days, right? Out of which 17, 18 years you are under your parents, economically dependent for everything, and your maturity doesn't come, your ego doesn't come. Only when you grow adulthood at the age of 18, your ego matures. You become big, tall, wide. Okay? So 18 years to 68 years, for example, I'm giving it in a longer period. 50 years is your active life. At 50 years is 18,250 days, out of which 1/3 you sleep. So your active life is 12,000 into 24 hours. What is that you can achieve in this period? Nothing. But the way you jump around is too much. You think the whole world is yours. How much ever you earn, how much ever you accumulate, somebody collected 150 choppers of many kinds. Somebody collects hundreds and hundreds of cars, right? Somebody owns so much of land and palaces in this world. Somebody possesses so much of gold and diamonds and whatnot in this world. All that when you die, what happens? It's stuck to earth. And that human body of yours is either put in a coffin and buried or burnt.
So ultimately, you say that life is nothing to get, is nothing, and so that you need not be worried about fate.
No, no, not life is nothing. You have been sent by the nature for some purpose to play a part and live as a human being, or a tiger, or a lion, or whatever, or a tree, or whatever. You don't realize your responsibility. You don't realize because you think with the thinking power what the human to the human being the nature gives. You think you can own the world. The sense of ownership what is given to mankind, has destroyed the entire stuff, and we would like to own everything. We would like to own all the women in the world. We would like to own all the gold in this world, money in this world, land in this world. So we fight. You fight hard fights. War after war, war after war. Where have we changed that fate? When are we going to live in peace and harmony, making sure every fellow human being has food to eat, shelter to sleep, clothes to wear, and everybody loves each other, and there is no war? And that is the day that you have changed your fate.
Have you heard about this invention which Elon Musk has made? He's working on a chip that's going to be inserted in human brain.
See, imaginative part of a human, it lies with respect to the cortex cognition part of it, right?
Okay.
We imagine things, okay?
Okay.
Imagination is a property of the human brain. You got it?
Okay.
Now, if any scientific group which is going to think in terms of electronics, chips and other things or devices small enough, which can be, placed in your brain, and think that you can manipulate the brain or function the brain and all that. In my books, it is absolutely impossible. And if you say so, how many long years you try, you will only fail. Got it?
Okay.
You think it is possible to imagine a human cell?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Like they will be if a particular chip is being inserted in a human's brain,
so
he will
far,
be able to do any kind of activity that he.
So far, so much of human anatomy, human physiology, pathology, medicine, all those kind of things have been studied by the modern science.
Okay.
We have no cure for one disease also, right? Other than pathogenic infections.
Okay.
So what have you understood about the physical system, the physical chemistry, the human chemistry? Nothing.
Okay.
You think you can go and work with the brain, and which is the most complicated machine inside a human body? They were saying that from 1985 onwards, optobionics, they produce a small chip which they will replace it, which they will plant it in the retina of the eye for all the vitreoretinal problems like degeneration of the retina. This chip will work as a retinal work and supply signals to the optic nerve so that the person with optobionics can see like normal. This has been going on in the last 40 years. You could not do anything about it. How can you replace a human system with electronics? Your electronics is crazy. They don't work. How can they work along with a biological system? Okay, I'll explain you this way. Each and every cell has to be given electricity, right? They are called, the measurement is called millivolts. 20 millivolts constant electricity should be supplied for each and every human cell for that to function. You have 100 trillion cells, right? And if it goes 15, the cell goes lazy. If it goes 10, it is functionally dead. If it goes 5, structurally dead. When the cell, get damaged, for the glutathione to get ready and come and repair, it needs 50 millivolts, okay? 70% of the body is water molecules, right? And in 70% of water, 100 trillion cells are getting constant electricity, which is not getting short. And whatever chip that you are going to keep it inside, it has to be supported with power.
Yeah.
The electricity, what we know, which can, get blasted in water. You throw water, it will blast, any instrument.
Yeah.
How can you match an electronic, which is power run, an electronic chip placed in the human brain? What shit that bloody chip can do, correct?
Okay.
I don't think so it's anywhere possible. But it is a good imagination.
Okay.
It is like writing a book with all kinds of wild dreams and imagination. For a person who is reading, it is thrilling.
Do you think it's a fantasy?
It is beyond fantasy. It is not even fantasy. If you can, come out with an electronic chip which can, with which you can handle the brain, then if you come to that level of science, then you will have cure for every human disease on this earth. First of all, you are not in a position to understand the microorganisms, which is, born, built, living, working, supporting your life. Without understanding anything, if you think that I am going to play with the brain with the chip, That's funny. That is sheer imagination, wild imagination. That wild imagination is, it can never work. Even after lakhs of years, you cannot replace a human cell, an individual human cell. It is absolutely impossible. Nature is not a bloody fool. It will not allow mankind to think beyond certain level. Do you agree to this?
Yeah, definitely.
It's absolutely funny, absolutely crazy. It's not going to happen that way. And you tell me in behavioral science, the psychotic diseases like schizophrenia, delusion, all kind of thing. You can go and read psychotic diseases. You don't even know what's happening inside. You have no cure for all psychotic problems. If you see a full-blooded schizophrenic patient, his copper content running in the blood is so high, they don't know what's happening. They have no clue. If you think you can handle a human brain with an electronic chip, that means you should first come out with a cure for schizophrenia. So how exactly so far you have studied the connection between the human cell and the universe, or the functioning of the brain and its relationship with the outside atmosphere or cosmic wave or universe or whatever you call it? We have no clue whatsoever. When we don't understand the relationship between the human body in total and its relationship with nature, how can you go and play around? It is like painting a toy to the colors you want. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. That was very interesting discussing about fate. So thank you all for listening. Meet you all on another interesting podcast.